Welcome, 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 my lovelies. Welcome back. Reason I'm giggling there is because I am literally doing back-to-back videos at the moment. As I'm finishing one and about to upload it, I'm now starting on another. Although sadly the videos for you won't be back-to-back because they take so long to do and time and whatever, but believe me, I am working as hard as I can for my family, for my miniature online family, and some blood family as well. Hello, Chris. And maybe my sister's watching, Leslie. Hello, sis, big sis. Yes, hope you're well and hope everyone else is well at the moment. Okay, cheers. I've gone through 3 different types of mugs today, doing different videos and up and down to the house and what have you. I think in the last video, which was the unboxing of Christine's stuff that she sent, which I'm just sat and looked at for ages, but thought I'd better get on and start this next video. John Boy did go to his family for the day, and because I'm filming this on the same day as you saw the last video, he's still there. So, because it is indeed in the same day. Right, so this video, sadly, as I say, this video is going to take longer for you to see it than I anticipated, and I shall tell you the reason why. There are some time constraints here which I wasn't expecting. Let me put on some eyes. Right, so in this video, I'm going to do something to go into the Egyptian Museum. Yay. And I wanted to make it. I looked online for things that I could use for this item, but I just couldn't find anything. Well, I found a wooden box that I could cut up and make, but it was in the States, and it was, I can't remember how much it was, and then the shipping on top of that, and the whole amount didn't justify what I wanted to do was to chop it up and glue bits together to make one little thing. So it really wasn't worth, I can't remember, it could have been about $55–60 just to break something up to make something else, and I wasn't going to do that. So what I did do was to order, I looked online and found other solutions, and I came up with something that I found. I shall show you it properly in un momento, but it comes in this tube, Egyptian something or other. Oh, it just says Egyptian. Right, okay, so I shall show you that in a minute. So what I'm going to do is, well, actually, I will show you it now and then show you what I was going to go straight into doing. In the wonders of editing, obviously I will edit this video and we'll go straight into doing what I'm doing. But believe me, between clips there are going to be hours, overnight, at least a day, in between clips, because I have to wait for something. But I will show you this first of all. No, I won't. I can't get the top off. There we go. I can decorate entire dollhouses, but ask me to take a plastic top off a tube. Now you're talking. Okay, so right. Okay, so in this tube, I'll take this out. I have. You won't be able to, might not be able to see it clearly on screen, but I have a rolling pin, and it's all cut out, engraved, or whatever, and it allows you to make embossed patterns. And as I say, you probably can't see it properly, but anyway, it's got sections of hieroglyphics. It's got rows of statues, paintings or pictures, and you roll out clay, you roll it along, you cut the shape that you want. I'm then going to bake it in the oven and put it all together to make something. But so this arrived this morning, which is great. So I thought, let's start this video, and I shall show you. So I have blocks of Fimo here. You can use Sculpey and Fimo, and I don't know what other. I haven't used baking in the oven clays before, but these you just make what you want and bake it in the oven, and then paint them or whatever you want to do. And you can get different coloured ones. To me, they're not cheap. They're reasonable price really for a block. And I bought two. I'll hold that up. As you can see, I've opened this one, but I bought two pounds of it. And when I went to get this out to use, it has gone solid, hard. And when I mean solid, I mean it is like a brick. I tried and I can't even get my thumb. I mean, I don't bite my nails. I've got nails, and I can't get my thumb barely into it. It is so incredibly hard. And of course it says soft on the packet. Reason being, when I looked, I thought, well, I'm going to have to order more of this. So I went on to Amazon where I thought I'd got this, and I had, because when I found the advert for it, it came up and showed me that I had already purchased in the beginning of 2022. And that's when I thought, in 2022, doing some Dollhouse stuff, and thought, I know, I'll buy tons of Fimo and then make loads of things. And well, that's as far as it got, folks. Buying the blocks. I mean, that, you know, if I threw that correctly, that could have a mummy's eye out in 50 meters. I'm sure. Mind you, I'm sure it wouldn't please the mummy, but I don't know where that even came from, but there you go. So, and when I looked at the advert and realised how much I'd spent, and then I was going to order another two and throw these away, it really was too much of a waste of money. I'm not mean with money by any means whatsoever, but sometimes you just think that's ridiculous. If it gets to that point, then I will have to eat it up and buy more. But what I did do was to look on YouTube, and I found two videos, I think, shed that we've got. I've got some all my paint stuff that I used when I was doing painting a long time ago, and I was buying different things to use for oil paints, and I have here some refined linseed oil. Again, I just used the paints as they were, and I don't think I ever opened this up and used it. It's a bit, it's got oil on it there, so so it's obviously, maybe I opened it just to look at it and put it away again. But anyway, it's cold because it's been in our storage shed. Gosh, that's very cold. So I thought, well, this is oil, and it's used for crafts and you know, oil paints and things. So I'm going to give this a go. This isn't a tutorial, and of course it will be edited because it's going to take a long time. But when I saw her chopping all this up, and I thought I want to cut all this into tiny pieces, it might not be practical at all. This could be, you may want to fast forward on this video. But I've got our cheese grater from the house. Don't tell John Boy. He'd have a fit if he knew I was using cooking utensils to do my crafting. Honestly, he'd be very annoyed. But it might or might not work. But I'm going to see if I can just put it down on the workbench here and actually grate it, and see if that breaks it up into tiny bits. So without. Right, okay, so I've scraped, I've cut a lump off, and we'll see if this, I mean, it was in tiny bits that the lady cut it, so, but it looks like lumps of coconut, except I don't think it's advisable to eat. I'm sure that goes without saying. And I would say using a grater, if you use one, everyone knows to be careful, because you can cut yourself on it. So, right, well that's working, and it looks like it's working quicker than using a knife to cut it up. I'll have to thoroughly wash this before it goes back in the cupboard, because we certainly don't want Fimo with our grated cheese on toast. Okay. All right, okay, that's good. I'm planning on using a whole block. I don't know if that's how much it's going to take, but there's no harm in doing it all and softening it up, and then I can keep it in a bag to use hopefully fairly soon without leaving it for another 2 years and then it go hard again. Now, all my smaller bags that seal up are too small, and this is probably overdoing it a bit, but I suppose it will still, if it all amalgamates together, then I can then it's easier to get out the bag anyway. You know, I won't it won't be all over the place when I'm finished, with any luck. We shall, as I say, we shall find out. Right. Okay. Right, okay, so I'm going to pour in, as I say, I have no idea if you can use linseed oil. I've no idea how much you would use if you can use it, and at the moment I can't get the top the top off the bottle. Oh dear, these things always happen, don't they? Right, I'll use the blue rubber thing. Right, okay. One blue rubber thing. I don't actually know what they're called, but they're great for all the paint lids and different glue bottles and things. So it's just more of a grip. So this may or may not work. If this doesn't work, then I'll just gnaw the lid off with my teeth. Oh dear. Oh dear, I wish I hadn't spoke too soon. Has that done it? Yes. Phew. Teeth saved for another day. No, I wouldn't have done that. That would just be silly. No, I wasn't even sure what it smells like. It's just a very, very mild smell. Nice, nice smell actually. Well, I'll just pour some drops in, but like I say, I really don't know how far it goes. Does it spread? Does it stay in one lump? Who knows? I was going to say I'll put some more in, it can't do any harm, but it could do a huge amount of harm because I don't know what I'm doing. But I will pour some more in, like that, and then I shall give it a good mix, and then basically I think every now and again I'll just move the bag around to keep mixing it. So we'll just see how that goes, and then tomorrow when I begin this video again, it'll be a minute for you, but a whole day and night for me. Then we'll see how it's coming together. But I'll keep doing this maybe every hour till bedtime really, and just see what happens. Right, let's put that down. Okay, here we have JB. Hello everybody. So,
Many talents.
man of many talents, yes. JB is now going to get into my car because we're going to try something a little different.
Yeah.
And he's going to run over the Fimo. We're just going to run over it in the car. This could go hideously wrong. If it does, I'll leave it in the video so you can see not to do this at home. And if it does work to soften the Fimo, then all well and good. So it's over to you,
Okay,
JB.
Nice. Okay.
Do your best or do your worst. Let's see. Just go slowly and see what happens.
Ready?
Yes. No countdown. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, keep going. Right, stop. Okay, so what I'm going to do, oops, you can see it has flattened it a bit. What I'm going to do is just roll it up into a sausage and then turn it sideways in the bag, and we'll keep doing that just to see if it softens it. Okay, so now now it's happened, I feel bad for the Fimo. All I keep thinking of is roadkill. John Boy has just killed the Fimo. Okay, so I folded it a few times and we put it under the wheel again. So he not only ran over it, but he reversed and ran over it again and reversed. So it was well and truly in another life now. So it did soften it up. Obviously it was rough because of the tyre tracks and things. So I have brought it into the workshop now and I've gone over it with a rolling pin. What I'm going to do now is use this roller and just see what it does. Because it doesn't matter where I start, but I'm guessing you just press it down and keep going, creating an impression. And it's also making me hold my breath. So I'm glad this isn't 3 foot long. Oh dear. What goes through my head? I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? Okay, it's upside down as I can see, but it has made an impression, which is excellent. Along there. Okay, and the ruler has flattened some of that, so I can't use that properly. I'll have to re-roll that bit, which is fine. And I know it goes along that bottom line there, so I could just cut that bit by hand. Sorry if I'm going to be in the way. Right, we're going to forget the wooden block. As you can probably, some of you already guessed, as I tried to lay these on here, especially as this wasn't one piece itself, it was just falling apart. It wasn't going to stand up or anything, so that's not going to work. So I've put them on a baking tray and I've made rectangular ones as well to make other plinths. Yes. And just in case anyone's interested, I'll have to give it a good wash to use it again in the house, but it's from the kitchen. It's a silicone rolling pin that I use for pastries and things like that, and it didn't stick at all to the Fimo. It's you can just see it's maybe just slightly little bits here and there, but as you roll it, it didn't lift the Fimo up or anything. So it was a very good thing to carry on rolling it out with. But we're going to see, I don't know if these will bake in time, but I won't waste any more time. I shall put the oven on get them in the oven, take them out and let you see what's happened. Our ovens here, we work in centigrade, so I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit. If that's how your ovens work, then you'd have to look that up on Google. But it said on the instructions for Fimo to bake it for half an hour, 30 minutes on 130 degrees centigrade. That's the only instruction it gives you on the wrapping. We use a fan oven, and very often the heat is less. So I looked that up, baking Fimo on fan ovens, and you bake it at 110 degrees centigrade, and whatever that is in Fahrenheit, if you have a fan oven. And it's baked. It's actually come out really well. So we've got the pieces here. I didn't, as I say, I didn't put the wood inside, but what I have done now is glue these two sections together to give it the shape that I want. I've cut it down a bit because the way I'm going to lay the slabs will form a square, a cube, once they're fitted in the way that I want. So I'm going to just get some PVA on the back of these. Again, I don't know if this is going to work. This whole thing is trial and error. And as I say, I'm then going to do a bit more on top of that once it's dry. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to cover the top. I might put something around the base. We'll see. I shall, with this, I'm designing it as I go along. So I'll wait for this to dry and pick it up and look at it and then do something else. And these bits here, I'll deal with those later. They're not going on here. They're going to be somewhere else in the museum. It's all mystery, isn't it? But yes, this we'll let this dry. Then I'll do the next stage. We are going to paint it gold. We want it extremely gold looking. So yeah, okay, let's move on. Now, while I'm waiting for the plinth to set, I've put wood on the top and wood around the edges, and I've put wood filler in the gaps just to make it all as one. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just doing the two little Egyptian maps that I was given so kindly, and I didn't want to just stick them on the wall as they were. So making a picture frame is just little. You can make it with what you want, but that's just a little bit of beading or dado rail and just cut at 45-degree angles. This one was ready made. I had a picture in it that I didn't like, but it's that's a gold coloured one, and that's made of a resin, that one. But these are both actually really just what I wanted, basically, for the purpose. I didn't want them identical, or I could have made the same as this one, but I didn't want to. So I will now put the picture in. I've cut some bits of acetate as well, or perspex. I keep forgetting what it's called. I don't know, and I don't care. Oh dear. So I'll just put that in front, and I've put my finger marks on it, so it might be slightly dirty. It might not make any difference at all than putting it in perfectly clear and clean, but I'm not worried about this being grubby looking at all. It's the effect that I wanted. So if I just place those in like so, hang on, turn it around this way, it might fit better. I have cut it to size. That's fine. And put that in, and I've got a bit of card for the back. Put in there like that. That's a fabulous little picture. And it does look really old. Now I've put that on, I'm just going to, I've got another bit of card. I'm just going to stick some, so I've just done it a fraction smaller than the size of the frame, just so it doesn't show too much on the edges. And I've also run a wood colour around the edge of the card, just in case, because it's stuck on a side wall, I didn't want a white line showing down there. Just a tiny bit of detail that's probably overdoing it a bit, but I don't care. Okay, now let's put this piece in, first of all, in the picture, like so. And put some glue around here. I'm using a piece of card and a piece of paper on the back of this one because it was the original, how the frame was originally made, and it's quite neat looking. So I'll, and I don't know how old it is either, so it's just nice to sort of keep some of the things the way they were. Right. Before I put that in place, just make sure that looks right. Yes. Looks lovely. And just glue those edges down. And again, I've changed this. I've just got a piece of wood here, so it just keeps the weight evenly distributed. Put that there and that there. I'll give them 20 minutes to dry off, and then we'll put them on the wall. I am actually going to super glue them to the wall. You can use tacky wax and different things. Blue tack if you really don't have anything else, but tacky wax is better. But it does sometimes come off, especially in the summer when it's hot. Sometimes you hear your pictures drop in different houses over the summer, but I don't want to move these into another place. They will stay there as you know, as long as the house is there. So I will glue them with super glue. Now I've this is dry, nice and dry. I've cut bits of wood to go around the outside. I've put a piece of wood on the top, and then in the joins in between I've put some wood filler in along the edges just to seal the whole thing up. And now we're going to turn it into gold. Oh, wonderful. Right. There we are. Not a really thick coat because I still want the shapes to show through, but you can just still see the white through it slightly. So as I said, let's leave that to dry. Just take off the excess paint. There we are. I'll do that, let that dry, and then I'll go over it again. Let's move that. So I shall carry on painting these, give them a second coat, and then I shall put them in situ and show you what I'm doing with them. Now while I'm waiting for these to dry, I'll carry on with another part, which is the obelisks, the 3D printed obelisks. They're so clearly done. The 3D print is absolutely the superb quality on them. Really, really, really lovely. They will be cherished forever, Chris. Oh, By the way, if you're watching, Chris, I'm sure you are. Hello, my lovely. Okay, so the obelisks. I had a few ideas. I was thinking of doing them all in the sandstone colour, which would have been how they are in real life, because they're outdoors and they're huge, 30 meters high or whatever. Don't quote me on that, but they're very tall and they're sandstone coloured. I thought of doing them all gold, and then I'm thinking am I doing too much gold? Although you can never have too much gold, or shoes, or handbags. I've always said that. But Bookworm, hello there, Bookworm. If you're watching, little side wave there. You did suggest that although it's not historically correct, maybe if I did the hieroglyphics made them black and did the hieroglyphics in gold, they would look quite stunning. And I thought about that. The good thing is you can go over things and redo them. So I'm going to have a go of your suggestion and do that. I know you also commented that you like a lot of the black stone statues that are in the museums in Cairo and other places. And I do actually have some black stone pieces to put in to the museum. So it's not everything is gold. So this might tie up with the black pieces that are going to be put in or placed in. So I suppose there's different ways maybe that you can do this, but the hieroglyphics, I mean, you can see the size of my finger there. They are tiny, really, really tiny. And to try and, you wouldn't be able to get a brush in these lines to paint them, and it would just be a real mess. So my idea is to use this treasure gold that you can use to rub on if you want, and I'm going to, this may not work at all, as usual. If it's things I haven't done before, then I always say to you, let's have a go, and I'll whatever happens, I will keep this bit in the video so you can see what I've done to change my mind, or if indeed it's worked. So at the moment I just thought I'd use this cream and push it into the hieroglyphics, and at the moment it's turning everything solid gold. But I have a plan and we'll find out if this plan is going to work. So if I won't do the base, because that's, hopefully it's going to be more black than gold when it's finished. So hang on, let's use, I'm just making this up as I go along, so you're doing the journey with me, guys. So if I rub that, sideways, that's coming off more than rubbing it, than rubbing it up and down. Right, so if I do that, so it's still in the hieroglyphics. Okay, I was going to try one side just to see if it worked, but I'm going to go for the whole thing. Here we go. So let's push more cream into, I'll do the whole thing and then rub it down in one go. That's what we'll do. It's a beautiful sunny day here today in the UK, and we are meant to be having more or less a week of sunshine in this part of the UK, so we shall wait and see. So at the moment I've placed the obelisks at the front, each side of the pillars, the three pillars, All the numbers add up. Looks really good that way. They might change as time goes on, but I'll just show you where I painted the base of the obelisks. I used a fan brush and just painted them across the way like that, and that, before I put a second coat on, that left these grey streaks showing through. I like it so much that I haven't put a second coat on. I don't know if it shows very well in the video or not, but I just love the sort of black and sort of grey coming through, the streaky effect. So I'm going to keep it like that. In the background here we have one of the plinths, the golden plinths, which I think has just turned out fantastic. And here we have one of the guards on the door. And if I come through this side, you can see the second guard at the grand doors, or the main doors, on the plinth. And here we have the main plinth, which has just worked out fantastically. I am so pleased with it. And of course you all want to know what's going on the plinth. So here we go. If I can do it with one hand carefully. And here we have a fantastic, huge statue of Tutankhamun himself on his golden plinth, or rather the sarcophagus of Tutankhamun. And as you can see, he goes through the hole and will go through another hole up into the main hallway of Georgie's palace. So the palace floor is the same depth as that, so it will come up again so much. So it will come up a little bit deeper here, but above there you'll see Tutankhamun's sarcophagus here in their hallway. I won't get round to it right away. It'll be a little bit further down our journey, but I'm going to build a perspex box to go over the top with a lid, so it'll be a clear perspex cube. So when you come into the house, you'll be welcomed by this beautiful work of art in the hallway, this giant head going down into the basement of the house. So people walking up to it and looking down will be able to see what lies below. So this is just a sort of temptation of what they've got to see when they get down into the basement, which I think is going to look fantastic. Please do let me know what you think. But I am so happy with it. I can't wait to start working on the main house itself, which won't be long at all. So let's put some more pieces in. Over time I am going to make little glass cabinets on stands and different things to put certain objects in. But let's put some of the objects in now. Or there's a obelisk fallen over that I knocked over with my microphone. But let's put some more pieces in and see it coming together. Okay, my lovelies. I hope you like what you see so far. I'll be putting more things in, a lot more things in the museum. Things that I've bought myself, things that you lovely people have sent as gifts. As the videos go on, you'll recognise pieces that you've sent, which will just be a joy to have them in place. What I'm going to do with all, there's lots of very smaller, much smaller bits, fantastic little bits, but I don't want them just sitting around on the floor. So over time I will be making either some kind of shelving or stands or units, glass units or whatever. I'm going to be making things as I go along, just to put all these items in. So it will get busier. The floor space that you saw there will get busier, so people will be walking around everything and looking. Yes, I want it fairly crowded. I don't need any more Egyptian pieces or artifacts. I've definitely got enough to fill this museum and make it, something really lovely to look at. Hopefully I'm going in the right direction. It is getting way past evening meal time now. So I shall end this video so I can get it out to you, and then tomorrow morning I shall carry on. I'm not sure at the moment. I haven't decided if I'm just going to make the Georgie's Palace videos continue with the museum, whereas I'm making cases and things to put things in, or I may go on to the main house very, very soon. I'm thinking of starting to do that, so that we might go upstairs soon and start on that. And all I'll do is, if I do things for the museum, I'll just insert those into the whatever video I'm doing at the time and show you the new introductions into the Egyptian Museum. So hurrah! That's all for today, folks. Hope you're okay, hope you're well, and we'll speak to you again very, very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.